Mamma mia!
This is Jason from Retro Gaming Asylum. Welcome to Game Masters.
All right, it is Wednesday, and it's time for another Game Masters episode. And there's no drama this week. Thank God,
Yes.
right? No drama.
It is crazy. I was a little concerned the past couple weeks. I feel like you should probably be like the most concerned.
Nah,
'cause
we're over
crazy
all that.
things happening. But we are moving on. There are some big things happening. Crazy stuff in the news of retro gaming. And here we are, another week.
Yeah, it's it's fun. We're here. We're having a good time, and trying to break things. Like that's what we do when we live stream. We've got some cool stuff to talk about. If you haven't known, or you've been living under a rock, I've got my Neo Geo shirt on because I'm super excited about the news, Brandy, that broke earlier last week. Unfortunately, it was the day after we did our show, but we had enough to talk about.
I know. It couldn't have happened, right before, that would have been great. But here we're talking about it now, plenty of stuff going on.
Yes, we have a lot to talk about with that, and I am super excited about it. It's the first time, finally, in my life that I will be able to afford a Neo Geo. And it's not the console. The console wasn't the problem. The console was expensive as it was, but it was the games, and we're going to get into that a little bit. We don't do a lot of the newsy stuff, but we're gonna talk about that here forever. If you want to give a shout out to the folks that you see in the chat.
Yes, we have plenty of people. We had a few people on Facebook. And then we have Master Games Guru. We have The Germ. We have, looks like Grailbound Gaming in the chat.
Grailbound Gaming.
Yes. The Real Console Fanboy. And yes, people are already talking about the Neo Geo in the chat. So this is great.
And it looks like we've got over on my side of things. Looks like we got Mike Hawk and Daryl Best. Daryl is a returning offender. Now, Mike Hawkhurst, Neo Geo is his thing, as you can tell by his logo. So he's super excited. Listen, I don't know if you own one of those. Do you own one of those little mini arcades that you can hook up to your TV, the Neo Geo that they came out with? They did a Christmas edition
Yes.
one. They did okay. So I have
Yes.
the blue and white one, and that you could hook up. I got the game pads. They were USB-C. That was the first Neo Geo outside of the MVSX, the replica arcade one-up type Neo Geo system. You remember that one came out?
Yeah.
That was the first Neo Geo system I got. Then I got the Neo Geo X, the gold X with the little handheld that resembles the AES, and then you can put it in there. Then I got that ridiculous deal that for $12. I got that Neo Geo CD from the exchange. That's on Facebook, or that's on YouTube on the video that you can watch. And I've been playing the heck out of that. Now, Brandy, we get the same hardware from 30 years ago, 35 years ago to be exact, but upgraded. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly older than me.
Okay, well what part of retro isn't older than you?
I just had to bring that up.
Man,
it is a little older than me, technically, from a standpoint. So I really could not afford it back in the day because
heck
as
no.
a baby and in the womb,
Listen to this.
I was poor, okay? I had nothing to my name. Okay. No, but I think it's crazy, but I think it's great. Yeah, did anyone bring pizza? Because I'm waiting for it.
How did I know that was going to come up? Where's Kevin at? I figured something like that would come up.
Yeah, he sure did start that.
Well, he was mentioning that on Facebook earlier when we posted a couple days ago, so that was kind of random. Let's just say, like, we both have done some videos on this that we put out. So if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out. We put them out this week. But has SNK, Neo Geo, however you want to say it, have they set a precedence that these other retro companies like Nintendo, Sega, Panasonic, maybe, dare I say, are going to look at potentially, Brandy, that are going to go, hey, maybe we should do this. This isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be great. And thank you so much, the Real Console Fanboy. Just donated $9.99. Really do appreciate that. Said, I'm so hyped for the Neo Geo. I just bought 4 Japanese carts because I can't wait. Hopefully they re-release Baseball Stars 2 and Windjammers before I buy it too. Your last Neo Geo video was great, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. And, back to what you're saying, like, this right here, this is getting so many people hyped. I feel like other companies should be taking notice. Like you said, like, Panasonic 3DO, where are you at? Can you bring that back?
Yeah.
Bring back those terrible, what is it? Those CDI games?
They weren't so bad. I mean, some of them were bad, but Windjammers, it seems like that's a no-brainer. I mentioned that a couple of times in my videos that I would love to see. I have Windjammers 2 for the Switch. Mm-hmm. I got it from Limited Run, and then I have Windjammers 1 for the Neo Geo CD, and we play it all the time.
Yeah, it's just like a fun.
It's a no-brainer.
My buddy, like, that's the game that he introduces people to play. So he actually has a full Neo Geo arcade, like, with the actual MVS carts. And when I came over to his game room for the first time, he put Windjammers on, and he was like, "This is like my favorite." And then he played the Turf Masters. Like, he was just like playing like all these games on there because he has like a cart where it has a bunch all in one, but you're actually playing on like the real arcade, so it does feel great. So that's like the first experience that I had playing it was actually at his house, and I'm shocked that they didn't announce that. I get why they announced the other games first, but I would have really thought that one would have been on like the first wave of games, definitely.
Yeah, I'm with the Real Console Fanboy. The release of Baseball Stars 2, they got to do Baseball Stars. Baseball Stars 1 was pretty good. I have it in the other room, but Baseball Stars 2 was really good. That's the one I'd like to see him do. Some folks are saying Master Games Guru. He's saying Jaguar. Yeah, Jaguar would be great to re-release because they had a problem with that pin connector that they had, and because you can't find them hardly anywhere. So if you have to get them out to solder them, it's not like Nintendo 2 screws and you pull them out. You have all this.
Yeah, I think that would be fun too. And like Atari, they're doing all kinds of different things. So you would think that that would be on their list, right? Because they did like the Atari this, the Atari that. Like they're working their way through. So maybe they still have time to do that.
And I think this is the real thing that I think that people are overlooking with this, because I've seen a lot of people say like, well, I can emulate this, and I could get these ROMs for free. And I mean, yeah, if you have a PlayStation 2, they had a whole Neo Geo set that came out on PlayStation 2. Heck, even Nintendo Switch, I think they have like 8 different or 10 different volumes of Neo Geo games. Or Evercade, if you have an Evercade, there's a whole 3-volume Neo Geo set on there.
Yeah.
There's tons of ways to play it, but I think this is what people are missing in this whole grand scheme of it.
Mm-hmm.
To get a complete in-box AES Plus in decent condition with the mod, so that you can play both American and Japanese games, and a bunch of the other things that people have been adding to them to make them worthwhile. It's about $850 to $900 if you want a decent one, not one that's like falling apart, duct taped together.
Yeah, yeah.
So the price to collect, the barrier to entry was really high. Okay, then the average games. I think Neo Ness, good buddy of the channel, he valued up all the games that they're releasing, the 10 games that they're releasing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What is it? $39,000 for the 10 games? That's what you would pay for the volume ones, if you will.
Yeah, and then he said it's a range because some of the Metal Slugs have sold for way more, so it could be up to like, what did he say, 52 or 92,000?
Yeah, because he said some of the Metal Slug 1 was going, depending on where you get it, $40,000 to $50,000. So. Yeah. What I think is interesting, and again, I'm not going to take credit for this because I am not a Neo Geo expert. A lot of this I'm regurgitating from Ness's video, so you got to go watch it. But one thing he mentioned in that video, where he stated that, a lot of the collectors are getting mad because Brandy has a tendency, it's probably going to drop the price down of the value, and he discussed it like this. You had Super Mario Brothers 3, the first edition it came out. Remember, it was the left bros. They had the bros on the left side, right?
Yes.
Then they came out with version 2, or the second run of them, right? The value of it's still the same.
Yeah.
But they moved the bros to the right to let it know it was a second edition. And he's basically saying that that's what this is. This is a second edition of
it's
Neo
like another
Geo
release.
games.
And
yes.
I don't know if it's going to like completely skew everything, because there's still going to be people with deep pockets, not me. There's still going to be people that want the originals, like the OGs, like the
first run. Yeah.
Yes. And then there's going to be more people that have an interest in it because of this. And some of those people might want to get some others, like the older stuff. So like, you really don't know what it's going to do. And at the same time, if you're really in it just for the money part, are you really a true fan? Right. Or are you just in it for bragging rights?
Yeah, so, and there's no way, like this one gentleman over here, Randy Orton sucks bad. There's no way I can afford it. I think that's how most of us felt. I mean, Brandy, the barrier to entry with the Neo Geo AES system, a lot of guys were going MVS. Because it is cheaper, or as Console Fanboy said in the chat room, he said, Japanese carts were, on the cheaper side. But if you got a console and you had a CRT, okay, to get a game, an average game, if you look at them, they range anywhere. If you want like a trashy game, I'll say trashy because it's more like a common game, easily $200 to $500, easily.
Yeah.
If you want a game that's like, I don't know, like a King of Fighters, I think pick the worst King of Fighters that's out there. I think that ranges anywhere from I think that goes from like $700 to $1,200. I think if I had to guess, when I was going through it, I was seeing some of those. I mean, you're talking, Brandy, you're talking like $2,000 easy to get in with one game the way it was now. Yeah,
and that's if you can even find them. So, that's like, right. Yeah, of course you can go online, but out of all the game stores that I've been to, all these years of hunting for these games, it's like I got my AES and a couple of the games from one game store, and they hadn't gotten any more games in, like, since then. And then when I go out to, like, different states, different stores, whatever, the only one that rings a bell is this store in Pennsylvania. It was, like, one of the bunch of stores that I went to. They had, like, 2 Neo Geo AES games in stock. And, like, you really just don't see them that often.
Mm-mm.
And if you do, you see them for, like, crazy prices. They're in, like, that weird case that when you go into a game store, they have, like, Vectrex games, TurboGrafx, Neo Geo AES.
Yeah.
It's, like, in that oddball case where you don't see Nintendo games, you don't see Sega, you don't see, like, the more common games.
The rich man's
Yeah. It's, like, in that case that I just admire from afar, and you're like, oh, everything's a couple $100. Do I want to pay a couple $100 for one game, or do I want to go over here and try and complete some sets? You know?
And that's something that's interesting that you brought up, because we were talking about today on, video game buyer's guide. So this kind of falls in line with this. So guys, we're on topic here for once. One of the big things I said to Brandy with this coming out and a few other folks was the fact, like, I don't want Neo Geo for the value. I want to play these games because this is something I never had as a kid. And the only time I got to play it was certain games when I went to, like, the bowling alley. They had an MVSX there, the arcade, but it was the wood grain one, Brandy. It was the one before they did the, I guess they do it now red and white, but this was more the wood grain one. So you only had like 3 or 4 games to choose from. And, like, even back then it was $600, right? It was not cheap back then. You knew you were never ever going to get it, and nobody owned it. Even rich friends, they didn't really own it. And I don't know, ever since I started collecting consoles as an older guy, I have been buying consoles, Brandy, first and foremost, that I never had as a kid, like the TurboGrafx, like the Turbo Express, the Jaguar, systems that at the time nobody wanted.
Mm-hmm.
The stores, you could go in there and buy them for $25-$30, complete in box, brand new. Like, this is incredible, and I'm going to pull this up here in a second, but they just rewrote history in a sense, because, like, if you're into shmups, if you're in the fighting games, Neo Geo is something you must own. You must. It's a must.
No, I agree, and I think that this really does, like, level out that playing field, because once again, like, we're all here, like, everyone's here because they're trying to find cheap games on a budget.
That's right.
When we're talking about this literally levels the playing field. This, I get, it's still a couple $100. We'll look into some of, like, the pricing and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like you're really getting a lot for your money, and you're getting so much in comparison to these tens of thousands of dollars of what they typically go for. And I think that this is great. And even if you don't want one of these and you have modern systems, like we said before, like, you could still play a lot of these Neo Geo games on these other systems. Mm-hmm. This is something that's kind of eye-opening, getting people aware of certain games and these companies that have made, certain things for the Switch or for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, like these compilations. Like, even if you aren't getting one of these right now, you should still be playing these games. They're worth it.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, we see DG's it. She's the PlayStation girl. I'm sure she has the Neo Geo collection on her PlayStation 2, or maybe she's played. Maybe she hasn't played it. I know she said she never played a Neo Geo, but she might have it.
Maybe she's played some of the games.
She might have played the game. Metal Slug is my favorite. That's why I'm so glad they came out with that, because there's no way you or I could afford $50,000 just on a game. We'd get killed. Both of us would get killed.
Yeah, even if I sold off things and then bought that game,
it'd be dumb.
I couldn't.
And I just want to play the game. So listen, for those that are out there saying, well, these will never be worth what the other one is, I don't care. I just want to play the game. Right here, if you go to playonreplay.com, I believe it is, and change the Y to an I, you'll be able to get to it. It's .us. I'm sorry, for US. You can pre-order right now either the Black Edition for $250. Mm-hmm. You get one controller with it, which isn't bad. you can pre-order the arcade stick that's wireless that goes with the black one for 120. But here's where we step it up. And you went with the white one. I'll let you kind of explain why you went with the white one. But the white one comes with a limited edition 35th anniversary white Metal Slug cartridge, along with the white memory card, white wireless controller. It's not wired; it's the wireless one for $349. What grabbed your attention with that? Why did you go with the white one?
Okay, so I'm stupid.
Well, no, you're not stupid. It's just that's a preference.
No, this is what happened. I didn't know that you could buy the game separate.
Oh.
So I jumped at it and I was like, well, duh. Do you want a game with it or do you not want a game with it?
That's logical.
So then, like, that's where my mind went. And then I also thought about it from this standpoint. I have a Neo Geo AES. And I wanted to get one that was so different to differentiate, even though, like, I'm sure you could tell, like, mine probably has some like dings and scratches. I'm sure, like, on it. Like, I'm sure it's not 100% perfect. And I thought about it and I was like, I just don't know if I could spend that to get that special pack that comes with 10 games.
Yeah, I'll show that in a little bit.
I just don't know if I can spend that. So then I was like, well, let me at least get the limited edition one, the white one. It'll probably hold its value. And it'll be kind of neat, like, comparing it to the original. So, like, that's how my mind worked with it.
That's fair. Like you said, we both wanted this one. We both wanted this one.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the $999.99 version, the $1,000 version. And honestly, this is your best value.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Your most.
You get all 10 games, which are what, $90 a piece, which is.
So that's like your money there.
That's your money. You get the wireless controller, which is normally $120. You get the system, you get the memory card, and you get the control pad. What is the control pad going for? Is that like $60 or something? You can see the control pad sitting up there. All for $1,000. If I could have swung it, I would have done it. But I got the system, the memory card, and 3 games. And the reason I only got 3 games is because at Christmas time, my wife is always wondering, like, what do you want for Christmas? Well, I'm going to ask her. These are fantastic controllers, by the way. If you've never used one of these, get yourself a USB set. These things are awesome. My wife, I'll tell her I want one of these games. Now, I pre-ordered Metal Slug, Twinkle Sprites, and I got Magician Lord because I played Magician Lord on the Neo Geo CD. I really like that game. Those are the 3 that I got up front. What games did you pick out?
I didn't yet because
you didn't get games yet. Okay.
I know,
but you own 7 of them.
Yeah, when I first ordered it, I wasn't, too sure, but I definitely liked the one that came with obviously Metal Slug. But looking at all these games, I mean, I think that one is the best edition there. And thank you again. I
was just gonna say you got a super chat there for you.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're so awesome. I appreciate it. So we have the real console fanboy. He is replying and saying, by the way, PlayOn have been asking people what they want to see for Wave 2. So Wave 2 games are coming, and people have been saying Windjammers a lot.
Yep.
Yes.
I have been one. Brandon, remember I told you last night, I said, unofficially, I've been seeing some posts, right? I said that to you last night. I said, you should do a video on this. But they've been saying that there is a Wave 2 coming. But this is what concerns people.
Mm-hmm.
You remember they did this with Neo Geo X, the gold X with the little SD cards, the handheld one that I had. They're all gun-ho out the gate. They created the first wave and then the second wave, and then they stopped. So I'm very, very. I'm trying to be optimistic, but I'm also being very cautious that they're not going to do the whole complete set. I would love for them to do the complete set. I think they'd be stupid because I think there's a lot of people here that would buy it. Yeah. Windjammer's 110%. The day that comes out, I'm pre-ordering it. Like, I'm with Console Fanboy on this. Windjammer's fantastic game. If you've not played it, find a system that you can play it on. I know Limited Run has it for the Switch too, but it's the Windjammers too, but I'll tell you, we played that. We have tournaments in the other room on it. Like kids who've never heard of Windjammers are like, wow, this is a lot of fun. Grailbound Gaming says he got the ultimate.
I hope that they do multiple waves, honestly. Like, it would be great if they did every single game. Now, I don't know if they can do every single possible game. You know, that seems like a lot. And then you, like, take that risk of some people picking and choosing over others and whatever. Or if they just do, like, the top, I don't know, 50 games or something, they do 5 waves.
But what would you consider the top? What you consider the top might be not what somebody else considers.
I know, and that's like
the hard part.
It's like, how do you so maybe all of us doing videos and putting our word out there. I mean, maybe they're like taking that into account and they're going through like everyone's top 10s, everyone's top 20s, everyone's you never know. So like that's another reason why, like, when people ask, why do you put these videos out there? It's like, because sometimes those companies listen to us. What happened with the Sonic, the movie?
That's right. Yep.
Sonic the Hedgehog, when they made him look like some weird little rat-looking thing.
Yep.
We complained. They listened. They redid everything, and they made Sonic look so much better. And they took our word. So, like, maybe somehow this information gets out there, and maybe they're even watching the podcast right now. I doubt it, but you never know. And they're going to come out with baseball stars too. They're going to come out with Windjammers. Like, you never know.
And what if let's put this out there. People haven't even talked about this. What if a company like Limited Run jumps on the bandwagon and starts creating games that were never on the AES system that maybe were talked about back in the day? They just never made it. What if they start recreating some of these games that were MVS titles, or they were, Neo Geo CD titles only, and they bring them over to the AES and port it as a limited run game? I mean, the possibilities are endless, folks. I mean, that's why I agree with you. That's why we do these videos, to kind of put them out there, because we don't get to talk to the companies right away. But
I agree.
I'm excited. I hope they do the whole library. I really do. I would buy the whole library.
And a lot of people did mention that, what you were just saying. Like, there are so many, like, what are they, like, fan translations?
Yes.
They're like not repro, but like homebrew games. Like, essentially, like, there's the one company that did I just posted a picture of it like the other day. They made this game and they made it on the Sega Genesis. It's on, where is it? Oh, this one right here, Xenocrisis. They made that game for the Neo Geo. It's on the Dreamcast. It's on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, and it's going for $500 right now.
I know, it's crazy. But like, there's companies that could continue to release games like that, like this company did. And what if Limited Run Games or somewhere like that does decide to jump on and make some of those homebrew games, or like third-party games or something that could potentially work on it?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be crazy if it essentially like revives all this? Like, that could be a whole thing too.
I think it's going to open the door, and I know a lot of people are like, well, Sony doesn't have the, capital to do this, or Nintendo doesn't. Listen, these are the same companies that made those little miniature consoles with the built-in games that they sold, but not as good as maybe a remake console. I don't know. I think this changes everything in the sense for retro gaming. Like this, Brandy, this is a huge of a launch and announcement as like a PlayStation 5 or Switch 2. I mean, this is right up there for everybody that's in your chat room and in my chat room. Like, this is what we've all been screaming for, is we just want to play the games. Like, these guys that are buying these Neo Geo cartridges and stuff for an investment, to retire. Like, I've seen it. I've gone in different forums and they're like, oh, this is my retirement. I'm going to sell my Neo Geo collection once I retire. And I'm like, how about just play the games?
Yeah, and that's what we talk about all the time, guys. This is like tip number 1. You can't buy this stuff as an investment. Look at people with like Pokemon cards. Like, I mean, some people did buy it as investment and that might have worked out for them. But there's so many people now that are hoarding brand new sealed stuff. And there's going to be, 10 times the amount of people in like 20 years that held that stuff. It's not going to be as scarce as, the first prints from back in the day, like first editions of Pokemon stuff. Like nothing is guaranteed. And these markets, like, remember when the pandemic hit and everything skyrocketed? A lot of stuff has come down. So it's just like you can't do that on something that's so unreliable. So like your biggest tip number 1 is you need to collect things that you're wanting, that you enjoy, that you're going to play, that don't always look at it as like a money standpoint, like you have to look at it as you enjoy it. And if everything crashed tomorrow price wise, are you still happy? Do you regret anything?
Yeah, because I think, to your point, Brandy, there's going to be a future that I see. WATA has taken a big hit for grading games. People have really poo-pooed on WATA. I think there's going to be a YouTube channel that's going to appear one of these days where this guy is going to have an endless amount of money, or gal, and they're going to go buy all these WATA games, and they're going to crack them open, and they're going to unseal the games. And to much of people's dismay, like, honestly, these games are only worth what people are willing to pay for them. And at the end of the day, if you have to get like I thought about doing like a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo 64 complete set to have it. But some of these games, Brandy, like, that are really out of reach. I mean, I've got 3 kids. I've got a wife. I have responsibilities, a job and stuff. Same with you. I'm not going to go out and buy Earthbound complete in box for like $3 to $5 grand. I'm just not going to do it. I'll be okay with a repro to have in my collection to just finish the set, to say I have them all. I'm sure I'm not going to get as lucky as I did with stadium events, and somebody's going to send me something like that. But my point is, it's okay to do that. The fact of the matter is, you want to have these games to play them, to showcase to people that don't collect, to say like, oh, I've played these games. Oh yeah, I have it, and they can sit down and play it. I think that's your buyer's guide. You have to go in with this and saying, I'm going to lose money on this.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. Anything that's a hobby, more than likely you're going to lose money in some capacity, right?
Yeah, and it's not just here. I mean, you look at anything, like when you buy a car and the second you drive it off the lot, it devalues like immediately. And we do have another, thank you so much, so awesome, from the Real Console Fanboy. We have, are they releasing the new Metal Slug on the AES Plus?
There was talk about that they were going to do it. I think there's 8 different Metal Slug games, because the 8th one, and then it goes to XX, Metal Slug XX. So
I am curious myself. Like, that would be ideal if they did something like that and they brought out something new. Maybe when it gets like a little bit closer to release.
As long as they do it 64-bit and they don't try to like change it. You know what I mean? It's got to be true to Neo Geo.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could see something like that, actually working. So it is possible. We're going to keep everyone updated, if we hear any more, talk, or if there's like another wave, or, we start to hear things about that. We will keep you guys updated.
You know what I do hope, like right now, AliExpress has a multi-cart for like $220.
Yeah.
I hope there's some other multi-carts that come out that are not $200, because if you're paying $90 for the game, only because when it gets to these systems and stuff, I hate when people handle them. I'd rather just leave the multi-cart in it and just play the game, right? Not have to pull them in and out. And like, you don't have kids pulling stuff in and out at your house and whatnot. I do. And so it always worries me. We've already had a scratch disc on one of the games that we don't even know if we can get. We were able to get the whole scratch out.
Okay.
It's just things like that really like, that I'm worried about. Supposedly it's the same. This is how silly it is, but these guys are comparing it. Supposedly, Brandy, it's the same plastic that they used from 35 years ago.
Huh.
Like I don't know how you could tell if it's the same plastic from 35 years ago, but I mean that's what a lot of the forums and stuff are talking about. Like these guys are like getting down to like the real nitty gritty.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, like people who actually know the difference and know things. Like,
yeah, like
there's always a person who like hits something and breaks it open, whenever something new gets released. So like I'd be curious to see like a tear down and like a true comparison.
Neo Ness would be the guy to do that if he was going to do it.
Yeah.
And like we said, listen guys, this isn't for everybody. That doesn't mean you have to go out right now and go buy it. I mean, part of what we're talking about today is video game buying guide. If you have no nostalgia for the system, but you're kind of curious about some of the games that we talked about, go buy like a PlayStation 2 game if you have PlayStation 2, or go emulate it and try the games. You might find like, wow, these games are really good, and I need to buy this system or get it on Switch. The biggest thing is you want to try to get your games as cheap as you possibly can get them. Like, don't buy it from the first person that you see it. Like, Brandy, for the last 2 years, like Steve and Ness know, I've been trying to find an AES system, and I'm glad I didn't buy it. I was so close to pulling the trigger multiple times, and I didn't buy it because the barrier to entry, it was just too high. Like, I knew what I was going to have to spend. And I was just like, no, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And now I'm glad I waited, because now I get a brand new system.
Yeah.
That's out there. And, sorry, I just got distracted. There's somebody in the chat room here that I haven't seen in weeks.
I know.
He just showed up out of the blue, and I was like,
and he has pizza for everyone.
oh, he has pizza.
Yay.
Is that what it is? All right. He says they've been chasing. He says, sorry guys, I've been offline, off the grid for weeks. I'm going back online and trying to never miss another episode. I know of he's missed a couple weeks. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks he's missed.
Yeah, I was wondering. I messaged him a little while back. I figured,
I was about to call him this week. I was going to be like, Chase, are you live?
I know. I was wondering if I should too. Make a little trip. Be like, hey, knock on the door, show up with pizza, and be like, hey, what's up?
So,
but we're glad to see you back.
So Daryl says, this happened years ago with my copy of Metal Storm when my son pulled it out completely out of the really hard, ended up damaging it. Yep, that's what I'm worried about. Now, Console Fanboy says, please be careful with multi-cards.
Yes.
He says, I heard it might damage the console, and some of the games are missing duplicates and not perfect. He is right. And so I guess I should specify. I didn't buy it on AliExpress because I've been looking at the one from Stone Age Gamer, and it's like $700, but I know it's licensed and it's good stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's good quality. And I'm like, man, Neo Geo, because I thought exactly what Console Fanboy is saying here. Like, I thought, what if this damaged it? I always do the EverDrives from Crix. They'll never break your system. Those are all good stuff.
You do have to worry about that stuff.
You do.
I mean,
that's a good point.
I see people posting stuff, and they're like, this is the same game like 37 times in this 999
or it's
card.
A knockoff.
They're like different levels, and you have to worry about things like that. So definitely do your research before you jump into anything, like everyone is suggesting here. And that's like another tip too. Like, you have to be knowledgeable about things that you want. You don't want to just jump out there and buy something just because it's cheap. And then at the same time, you don't want to buy something that's way overpriced when you could potentially get it cheaper. So you have to know what you're going for.
Yeah, I'm going to pull this up real quick. Let me make sure that I have the address correct. Which I don't. Somebody else has. I don't know everything about Neo Geo. I know Brandy has one, but if you want the ultimate experience with Neo Geo,
yes.
Our good friend Elliot, Neo Ness. If you go over to youtube.com/@Neo_Ness. This guy, he's got a lot of videos out right now in the last 3 days where he's been walking you through. So some of the information I've regurgitated to you is from him, and he's done, like, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I ask him everything when it comes to Neo Geo, but his whole channel is about video games, but it's majorly about Neo Geo. He'll tell you the differences in the badges and like the dog. What do they call those? The dog tags.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you the history of why they switched this. I mean, he's done a lot. If you haven't subscribed to him, go over there and subscribe, especially now with this big Neo Geo blow up, with things coming out. Like this is a channel that I'm glued to with finding out information when it comes to Neo Geo. He's a good friend. We got to hang out with him last year at Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
But
he did all this before it was the cool thing.
Yes.
You know, like he
yes.
literally his whole channel, and he is super knowledgeable. He's super nice too. Like, you have any questions or anything,
Just
he
message
replies
him.
to his comments. Like,
Yeah.
I have been, watching his videos. He's commented on mine. Like, he's very like in the chat, very educated on this stuff. He is probably like the best person to go to on a lot of this. And I think, with everything going on, he's also going to be in the know. Like, he knows people. He has like lived through this console. Like, he knows a lot about it. So make sure you guys do, check out his channel, subscribe, and
Yeah, and as far as a lot of the YouTubers that we know,
mm-hmm.
the guy's so rich. That's the ongoing joke with him, that he's so rich. But he's gotten deals on a lot of his games.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys, honestly, that is got one of the nicest and largest, I would say, wouldn't you say, the largest Neo Geo collection?
I think so. I mean, I know that there's someone that was in someone's video and they said that they had like a full set. But I think they might have like sold it. So probably at this moment, he's like the first person that I think of.
Yeah, Elliot's a good dude, and so I encourage everybody, if you haven't subscribed to him, the guy knows his stuff, and if he doesn't, and his little alter ego thing that he does with
it's hilarious.
What's his Tiberius co-host?
Yeah.
I mean, he makes it hilarious, but he's a very good dude, and he knows his stuff. Thanks, Daryl, for putting that in there into the chat.
Nice.
The link. But yeah, no, definitely check that out. We're not going to pretend to know everything when it comes to Neo Geo. I wouldn't do that. I'm just excited, Brandy. I'm excited for the ride. I'm excited that you and I can learn more and more about this system now that it's going to be within reach.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like we'll be able to do reviews over Christmas time on these games.
It's just coming just in time for the holidays. Like, I think that this is going to be fantastic. Like, a lot of people are like skeptical, and some are like it's going to ruin the market and all this, but I'm like all for it. I'm like,
who cares about the
company
market?
should be doing it.
Who cares about the market?
Exactly.
Like, really, get over it. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. Listen, if you don't want to order it on that website, a lot of guys are like, I'd like to order it, but I don't want them to take my money right away. I'll have money when the time comes. Mm-hmm. You can go to Amazon. Amazon has some links. If you go to either Brandy or my video, I'm sure you have the links in there, right? On yours? I know I do. I have them for the Amazon. If she doesn't, in my description, I have the links to the Amazon where you can pre-order. They're not affiliate links. I don't do the affiliate crap, although I probably should. You can go there, and if you want to pre-order Amazon, they will not charge you until it ships. So, but I will tell you, if you order from the other company, they will charge you right away, which, I was okay with, because obviously I wanted to make sure everything was good. So you can go to Amazon, and let's wrap this up with this talk with this. There's one more downside to that. There's fine print on the website.
Yeah, I did see that.
There's fine print that when this thing does ship, since you're buying it from them,
yes,
you are going to have to pay some tariffs on it. That's the downside. Now, Amazon, it doesn't look like you're going to have to pay tariffs. So that's going to be a whole nother debacle and explosion that people are going to start chatting about. They haven't figured it out yet. But on the website, I think it's like only a couple bucks. Like, for the system being $250, I might only have to pay $10 tariff for it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
but I guess that's paid through your delivery. Like your UPS guy shows up and he tells you you owe like X, like $20 or whatever, and then you pay him. I'm assuming that's how it works. I've never had to pay tariffs on anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we should ask some of our convention buddies that were talking about tariffs. Some of the ones that build certain things. There's a couple of them that we could maybe ask and see if they have any experience.
Yeah, because that is the fine print on there, and you can go on their website and look.
But the second that we find out, more info, we'll definitely share
we'll let you
that.
guys know. But
yeah,
but I was okay with it, Brandy, because I know I have to pay a tariff on all the games. $90 games, they might be like $1 or $2 tariffs. I don't know what it boils out to be. On
yeah,
everything.
I'm not too sure, and hopefully, it is several months away. Wouldn't that be great if that changed? I mean,
yeah, that would be awesome.
Thinking here, but I think that they just have to put that.
Yeah.
Just as like a cautionary thing anyway. So we'll definitely see. We'll keep you guys updated on, what we find out. And, we'll
just bribe the UPS guy with a sandwich. I like his thinking.
Yeah, and a cold drink.
But listen, if you don't want to run the risk of that, that's what I'm telling you guys. Some people are just like, hey, I'm not paying tariffs.
Yeah.
At the time when this thing went live, we ordered from the website because we wanted to make sure that we got it.
Yeah.
Amazon's wasn't live for, I think, Brandy, 2 days after the fact?
Yeah, like that was not available when I jumped at this. Like I did not want to miss out like I did. I didn't miss out.
Huge FOMO here.
But with like the Evercade.
Yes.
Or whatever. Like I didn't want to miss out on certain things. Like when things say that they're limited.
We jump on it.
I just wanted to jump at it because I've done things in the past, and this is another tip. Sometimes you don't want to miss out on certain things because then you will have to pay a lot more later. So, but it's always a gamble because you never know. And then sometimes you pass on something, and then it's a good thing that you did because it goes down in price.
So Daryl says the exact amount is it's 4.5% of whatever cost of the item. So let's do some math here really quick.
Honestly, that's not that bad though.
$249.
It'll be like under $20.
99 times 4.5 percent. Yeah, probably be $11.24.
Yeah.
So to Daryl's point, it might be like $4.50 maybe per game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at least for me, probably a little less than $30 extra in tariffs. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right?
That's like taking your family to like McDonald's. You probably spend more there than you do on this. So,
right.
You think about it. You probably throw away something like that if you go out and you eat quite a bit or, whatever. Look, I'm already justifying it.
She is justifying it.
Oh, man. Yep. Sometimes that does happen. But this, I promise you guys, I will actually play this and it won't sit in the bathtub in storage. This will literally be something that I'm hyped to play, and I can't wait to, jump into this. So, just putting that out there.
You got to put it in the bathtub? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not going to.
Oh, you're not going to put it in the... Okay, as long as you're not going to put it in the bathtub.
No, I got to play this,
no.
I'm actually excited to play this.
I know a lot of people that are probably going to buy this, and it's going to sit on their shelf, and they're not even going to touch it, and I'm just like, why would you do that?
That would be cool.
This is a question a lot of people have been asking. Imagine if the AES Plus was online compatible. That would be so nuts. Now, that doesn't mean they can't come up with some kind of cloud interface that you buy a dongle for, like a one that they use to make the controllers wireless. I'm not saying that. I don't know if the Neo Geo ever had like a modem in it. That's because I never owned one. So that would be a question for Ness. He might know.
Yeah.
If they had a modem, maybe they could remake the modem and you could do it. But again, I don't know how fast it's gonna be. Or
true.
Yeah, some things might just never happen with a system like that. But I mean, I don't want to say never because you just never know. He's missing out on all the kiosks because you buy him up, apparently.
Yeah, it does happen.
You do that too much.
I know.
They don't like that. So, speaking of which, we've got convention season coming up, which again, you know, when you're going around looking for games, my curiosity, because this ties into video game buying guide.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to start seeing at these conventions that we're going to. I wonder if we're going to see the Neo Geo games, and we're going to have to report back on this. The pricing starts going down.
I don't know if they'd go down though. Like, I think people would probably stay firm on some of these prices in hopes that all this hype would kind of make there be more interest and people might want some of them. Now, obviously, people aren't going to be bringing like $50,000 games, or if they do, it's at like some crazy convention where they have thousands in attendance and maybe some like store trades for it. But at the same time, I think people might be a little cautious on making the real big purchases, but some of the cheaper games they might have more at these conventions to try and like put them out there for people who are interested in the hype.
So I forgot about Mike Hawk. He's over here in the my chat room. He says not online compatible with games such as League Bowling. Had a wire connector to link systems for LAN style tournaments. Okay, like an old school, like didn't they do that with PS2 with FireWire? Like you hooked up PS2 units and you could kind of do like a LAN party style thing. That sounds cool to me. I mean, I'd be down with that. And I think console fanboys, I mean, just having the option, right? Retro AF says he doesn't recall the Neo Geo having a modem. I don't recall it either. They're still going on about pizza. That cracks me up. Console fanboy, he says, you look great, Tech Buzz. Hope you've been well. Have a great stream, Ahmer. Love the channel. Peace. He's heading out. Appreciate you stopping by.
We appreciate you stopping in, and thanks for watching our videos and everything. Definitely appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yes, convention season does start this Saturday. You've got Midwest Gaming Expo, and then you've got South Carolina's, what is it, RetroCon 3, I believe it is, right?
Oh, yeah, I did see that advertised.
So you got one going on in the Carolinas and one going in the Midwest. So you got two big conventions going with different creators going to different ones. So if you're going out, have fun. Our first convention is going to be Korg, so that's going to be the first weekend of June that we're looking forward to. I seen a lot of Neo Geo games posted on eBay this week. You know, that was something Ness brought up as well, that a lot of the guys are trying to offload these games, and I don't know if that's such a smart idea either, because that could have a tendency to crash the market, Brandy. They could end up messing it up for themselves.
Yeah, because if you hoard something and you have a lot of people who are hoarding things like collectors, and then all of a sudden they decide to all sell, I mean, people are going to start lowering, because now there's a lot. And people on Facebook are also saying, like Jason is watching, he said, I bet more repro carts will show up, like at conventions. So I would be curious to see, because I just watched a video of another content creator who owns a game store, and he had to call in an expert. And they were going over whether they thought some of these games were real, authentic, repro, or whatever. So I am kind of curious, because it's not something that everyone knows about. And I bet there are going to be some repros that kind of jump on in. And, you know, I think we're all going to have to stay mindful of that and kind of educate ourselves, so that if you are buying them, you don't want to buy something that's fake, you know, if you are paying up for some of these original games.
Yeah. I think, I don't think these, you can't look at these as being repros from the 10 that are coming out. You got to look at them as they are volume 2s or revision 2s, right? They're not repros. They're being made by the same company. Okay, so we could have just had this be the topic today, Brandy. I think we're still, but it does go into the buyer's guide.
It still is a buyer's guide, though, because like you have the originals, you have the repro fakes that like AliExpress or whatever these like other companies make, or like people who are just really good at faking cartridges. And then now you have this second release, like this second version of this game. So like now you add in all these three factors. So you do have to be mindful about all this. You have to educate yourself, like know what's an original, what are games that are faked, what are games that are, now part of this second release, this like second wave or wave that they're doing of these. So I mean, that's just kind of like with any game. You do have to second print. Like he's saying in the chat. But it is like any system really. Like there's companies, okay, for example, the NES. You have companies like Castlemania Games or whatever it is. They made a couple different NES titles that were $300+ cartridges. So you have the originals, and then you have this company who got it licensed, who made a cartridge. It's not a fake per se, but then you also have companies that order overseas and they order cheap $10 cartridges. They stick a fake sticker on it, and then they want to try and sell it for like the couple $100 game. So like you do just have to be mindful of all of these different factors, I would say.
Right. No, I agree. I think when you're at conventions, this is going to be the test, Brandy, is when we go to these conventions this summer to see how the market is responding to this.
Yeah. Because
I would still say, if you're that hardcore collector and you're looking at this and going, well, I'm not going to buy those repro, in your eyes, they're repro games, whatever. I'm not going to buy them. I want the original ones that Neo Geo. Then buy them, by all means. I don't have $50,000 to buy Metal Slug. I seriously think this Neo Geo community has been gatekeeping the community for so long, and that's why the prices are the way they are. And it's a shame for the people that actually want to play these games. There's no reason a 35-year-old system should be this inaccessible. I mean, let's just be honest. Some of the games aren't that great on the Neo Geo system. They're just not.
Yeah, not for that kind of money either. It's like,
no.
And some of these people buying them, they're just like doing it and they don't even play. Like that's like the sealed collectors and like the graded games collectors. Like people are just buying things as like a bragging rights. And then it's like funny because the same people that say all that about like us who collect, it's just like crazy. Like those people are the ones that you should be going at, not really the people like me who have like little cheap toys on a shelf that they made millions of, and anyone can find like this stuff. But then you're coming at us like, oh, you're the hoarder, you're ruining the game market, you're this, you're that. But it's like my games aren't that expensive. And then the other thing is they made all these games, these copies of them, and they're selling for what? $50,000+ some of them. And then I have like prototype games where it's one of that particular game. There might be like one or two of them out there, and they're still not even worth $50,000. Like my like actual prototypes are only like a few $1,000s. Like,
yeah,
it's so crazy how the price is just so up there.
And the way Mike explains it here, he's like, you need to be very careful when buying used Neo Geo games. I bought most of my used MVS carts directly from arcades, and he's not wrong. I mean, I'm sure Neo Ness could tell us 100 ways from Sunday the differences and how things can be faked, if you will. Like, you don't know if you're getting a legit, so you're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on these games, and you don't even know if you're getting a legit game. You're buying it online. Now, reading in some of the Reddit forums that I've seen, I've seen a lot of guys here mentioning about MVS. I have seen that the MVS to AES converter or the AES to MVS converter should work with this hardware. A lot of these, different Facebook groups, they're saying it should work. So I'm excited to see that, because you can get those converters. They're like $120. So
Yeah.
if you still want original MVS games, like when I say original, like from the arcade, you can get them, and they are cheaper, and you could play the MVS games. And there's a lot of companies that are still making games for MVS, and you can play that on your, your new AES system. So that's going to be something, Brandy, I'm definitely going to be looking at purchasing in the future. Maybe not right away, but it's something that'll be on my list of things to buy. As time goes on. I have till November to start getting some of this stuff. So
Yeah. And like if I see a few games and they're on the cheaper end, I might even start, buying a little bit more, for it.
oh,
It
you will.
I know. Well, I like looked at the price tag on some of these games that I bought years and years ago, and I'm like, I only spent $40 on this, or I only spent this on it, and now it goes for $600+. Like, that's the time that I probably should have collected a little bit more.
My Ataka Kid 2 says, on the topic of reproduction replacement boxes, what are your thoughts? I play my games, and so do my preteen boys, and some of the expensive stuff. I don't have the whole comment. I apologize, but
Yeah, some of the expensive games like Samson, I have replacement boxes. I think like Retro AF is saying, my thoughts on reproduction items, I'm okay as long as it's being clearly, says it's
right.
reproduction. And same when it goes to stores.
Yes.
I don't mind if a store has some of the reproduction stuff as long as it's labeled and it's priced accordingly. Remember when we had those 3 stores in Maryland and all across different states that I got shut down out this way? They were selling in like they were selling all these games like at the store, and the bad thing is they were taking advantage of people. Everything was like so fake.
Yeah.
And the stuff was $300+ for these fake items, and like the cheap stuff was marketed as original, like in the original box that they just stuck a sticker to. Like that's clearly deceiving people and taking advantage, and I'm not okay with that. But if you're like a regular store and you have a couple cheaper Pokemon games and you say these are fakes but they still play, $20, cool, as opposed to $200. Like most people that want to play it, they're not going to spend that $200. They just want a cheap way to play, Pokemon on. And then the real hardcore collectors, they want the stuff that's real, guaranteed, tested. Like I think it's good if you do that, and I'm fine with it with the boxes and stuff too.
Yeah, if you're going to display it, I would say if you're going to display, if you have a brittle box, if you have an original box, and I'll use this as an example, I have a Panasonic 3DO box.
Yeah,
that's an original. It is brittle though because the person that took care of it didn't really take care of it that well. Mm-hmm. And when I say it's brittle, I don't mean it's like sat in somebody's attic and it's just going to like fall apart to dust. I mean, like if you open it and close it too many times, it's probably going to rip. If you have the space, I would take the original boxes and store them in a way that they're protected. Put them in a repro box just so you can display it on your shelf. I don't see no harm in that. Like, especially if you have the original box. If you don't have the original box and you're just trying to make your display that much nicer, like I've considered getting that, and I would be open and upfront with everybody as well, for my my Turbo Express, because they're like rare to find the box to those, and my Sega Nomad, they're hard to find, and I just want them for display purposes. Those things are already, if you want to go off of value, those things are already worth a ton of money. So for me, it's more about the presentation and the display. And so I'm not really a box collector except when it comes to consoles. So I don't see any harm as long as like Brandy said, you're upfront about it. You tell people like, oh, that's a reproduction box. You're not trying to scam people out of money.
Yeah,
that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah, obviously a difference. And I know, people in the comments, like, they don't like when stores have reproduction stuff, but I kind of felt that same way, but then I had several stores explain it to me. They only have it, I guess, for like a couple, like the Pokemon games that had shot up, and it's only because customers were asking specifically, and they said, look, we'll pay $10, $20. Could you order this? And And like, yeah, I know then it gets out into the market and then it creates other problems.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's kind of like everyone should do their due diligence when it comes to this. Like when I went to GameStop and I bought that fake Pokemon game. I knew it was fake. I bought it to prove a point, and then I ended up getting the staff educated because next thing you know, they got the tools in at that store and they realized that it was a repeat customer that they had to like ban because they were trying to do that and take advantage of new employees. But like it's like I helped talk to them, they chatted with me, all that like went down and it was just like a learning lesson. But
Yeah.
it's one thing if it like continuously happens.
Well, and I'll put this in. My good buddy Carlos, you guys know him as Project Retro Games. When I first got the Neo Geo CD, obviously, it's not a secret. You can burn copies of the games and play it on it, and they'll play. I had purchased some original games, but again, with the whole talk of disc rot, I know this was something, Brandy, you wanted to bring up in the future, like talk about preserving some of these games for a long time. One of the things that I was worried about, because I didn't know a lot about Neo Geo CD, is I didn't want my originals just like that. You can get them scratched, right? I didn't want, because I have a lot of kids that come in here and play games. I don't want my originals scratched. So I have burned copies of those games. Now, talking with Project Retro Games, he makes a lot of repros, and he they look exactly like the originals, all the way down to the dog tags that are with them, everything on the Neo Geo CD ones, and he sells them. You got the artwork, you get the everything of the disc. It looks exactly the way you would have bought the game. So he sent me a ton of games that because I just wanted to play them. I didn't care if they were repros. I just wanted to play them on the system. And then I also went down to Retro Gaming Asylum, and he gave me a killer deal on a stack of Neo Geo CD games because nobody was buying them. A lot of them, Brandy, were Japanese, and nobody was buying them because, let's just face it, you can't find that system, just like the AES. But I didn't care because I just wanted to play the system. I just wanted to play the games. So there's different ways that you can do that, and Carlos can make a couple bucks on it because he's selling something that you don't have to necessarily go down the road of, like, if you're buying a replica, buy a good replica from a trusted individual. Project Retro Games is a great way to find.
Yeah,
he does a lot of translations. Yes.
Yep. And that like takes time, effort. Like he's doing that stuff, and it's like, that's the stuff that a lot of people need. It's like a lot of Western titles, and just or like a lot of other titles that you translate to like Western. Like it just depends.
He's got some Genesis ones like that too. He's got some Sega CD games that he retranslated. There's a Terminator. I think it's Terminator 2. He sent me for Sega CD that they had it. I don't remember if it was the music that they changed in it. He put the actual track to it from the movie, I believe it was. I think I see Reggie's in the chat room. Reggie can confirm that or not if I'm wrong on that one. But there's a Terminator 2, and Reggie says Neo Geo CD games are usually a hard sell. They are not. Hardly anybody has those, so game stores don't want them, so they're willing to get rid of them for you.
Yeah, and I mean I've picked up a couple on the way, and they are typically a little bit cheaper. But at the same time, it's like I wouldn't mind a few just to play them, and it just kind of depends. Like you're not going to be selling them to everyone. It's more of like that niche or like those people who are really interested in that stuff, and that's creating availability. And everyone's always like, you can emulate, you could do this, you could do whatever. But in a way that works for some people who like having the physical stuff and who like experiencing it on that hardware, who like experiencing the actual system, the way that it was designed. And there are plenty of games. I think he even did some for they were Japanese exclusive and 64 games, and he translated some of those so that you could actually play them. Because what I'm realizing collecting some of these worldwide sets, it's like that looks like a fun game, but I don't understand a word that is being said on the screen, and it's unenjoyable. But then there's some games like fighting games and things that easily you could pick up and play, whether you know the language or not. but there are so many amazing games that Japan got that I just don't understand, and I'd love to experience them. And there are people who were like fans and like great people who are doing these translations. They're bringing these projects to life, and I think that's fantastic. And obviously, he's explaining what it is. He's not like saying this is authentic, sealed, new. Like people are explaining what this stuff is, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I've seen the Polymega. Remember Retro Gaming Asylum? He had all the modules and stuff. I just that's not for me. I mean, I know there's people that buy them. It's expensive, but it's just not like. I guess if I got away from actual consoles, then I might look at that. But I think back to Project Retro Games. I believe he made one, and we'll have to double check. Reggie would probably know. Reggie got a game. I remember Reggie did it on a live. I think he did a live playthrough. It was a Game Boy game that Carlos and his team remade, like all the way down to like the language and everything in it, and they made it so it was easier. So those are the types of games that he does. Like it makes them fun. But still, again, going back to like what Steve's saying about the new Polymega, the new one's about $200, and you can buy different modules. There's so many ways to play this stuff. Like, you don't have to get a Neo Geo, and you don't have to go out and buy the latest and greatest. You don't have to buy all these individual consoles. You got to do what's best for your wallet. Yeah. If you want to emulate it, and emulation doesn't bother you, there's people out there, Brandy. You know, they'll pick fights with you about emulation. It's like they don't want
right in
emulations.
The comments.
Yeah,
like people were saying, like, I'm not getting the Neo Geo AES Plus. I'd rather just emulate. Well, that's great for you, but that's not what we want to do.
Yeah, like, Metal Gunslinger was that game. Sorry, Metal Gunslinger.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Yep.
That one too. Yeah, but it's like fantastic stuff, you know. But yeah, they'll just like pick fights with you. They'll swear that their way's the only way, and I think that's why, like you know, as a buyer or a game player, like you want to do your research, you want to do all this stuff, and you want to choose what path you're going to go down. And if you decide to change along the way, you could do that. You don't have to be set in stone on what you choose. I mean, many of us have shifted the way that we're collecting. You know, I feel like when you go out there and you collect and you play these games, it's like you want to do things that you enjoy. You don't want to just, everyone's doing this, so let me do this and spend all my money and then not enjoy it. Like, you want to focus on things that you like, things that you can afford, and then you want to find deals along the way. You don't always have to jump in on something just because everyone else is doing it. And right. I think it's good to stay your own way. Like, just enjoy what you're doing and good things will come.
I mean, Brandy, how many times, like, you know, coming from the home arcade space, I've taken crap from people about these aren't real arcades and there's delays and it's emulated. And it's not the, you know, but at the end of the day, when these kids come over, when my kids' friends come over, my daughter brings over the drum line after a football game on a Friday night, they're all playing like Miss Pac-Man. They're playing Rampage. They're playing, you name it, Tron. They're not sitting there. They don't come up to me and go, you know, this would be a lot more fun if it wasn't emulated.
Yeah.
They don't say that at all. They're like, dude, you got arcades in your basement. That's what they, no, but seriously, they don't go in the other room. And I have a multi-cart in just about all the cartridge systems like Super Nintendo, because especially for times like that, they don't sit there and go, oh, there's like a few milliseconds of latency on this.
Yeah, they're not caring about that.
They're like, playing Mario Kart.
Yeah, like I had like coworkers and stuff come over, and they were playing my real, actual, authentic arcade machines, and they were like, "This is great! I want one of these." And then they ended up getting some arcade 1-ups, and they can't even tell the difference. But like, it's just, you just have fun with it, and I think that's the thing that a lot of people forget. You have to have fun. You have to enjoy this stuff. You know, like we said, if you're doing it just for money or, you know, for some retirement package, like,
no, you can't do that.
Investing,
no,
that's like your biggest mistake. Like, you just have to have fun with it and enjoy it. Like, I have been playing like so many like Nintendo Switch games, and you know, it's just very eye opening and just a ton of fun. All these different compilations and different like re-releases and retro, inspired games, and it's just been a lot of fun, and I think that's what you have to do. Like if you stop having fun, you need to do something or play something that brings that joy back, brings that fun back, and then, just go from there.
Speaking of fun and joy and all that, let's switch some gears here, and there's a game that I've been playing this week that I've been dying to share with Brandy. Let's see if we can get her to buy this off the couch, and it is a Nintendo Switch 2 game, so let's take a look.
Hey, this is Michael Rickard from Wildcard Video Games. You are watching Game Masters on YouTube. Enjoy.
All right.
At Costco?
This is what I didn't pick it up at Costco. I actually picked this up. I picked this up before I knew Best Buy was doing that 40th anniversary thingy where you could get that case. So now every game that they're offering to get the case, I own them already.
Oh man.
So I'm kind of stuck. I wasn't able to get the 40th, but neither here nor there. This is a game that I'm going to be playing a lot this weekend. My son, I got it for him and we were out, and I played maybe 5 minutes. I'll just be honest. I've only played like 5 minutes of this game. But I'm not a tennis fan at all, Brandy, but this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely way more fun with like more people and stuff too.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, so this is a Switch 2 game. And so with it being on Switch 2, I guess that's the end of my clip, so I'll just come back here like this. This is an actual. I'm not going to get into the debate versus the key cards, guys. So we're not. This is not a key card game. This is an actual full blown game. Because I know there's some people in this community, man, that are like, "Is it a key card game? Oh, we need to boycott the key card games." Or is it, we're not going to get into that.
Some companies are refusing to sell them now.
I seen that. That's why I said that we could spend a whole day on that.
I know we could do like a whole thing.
I don't mind the key card games.
Yeah.
I would rather have a full blown game, but that's where we're at right now. Will from the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast in the chat. Love playing Nintendo with the kids. Exactly. That's what we play. So if you guys aren't doing anything on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, the folks from the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast, Will's here along with the Radical One. He is there also on the podcast, and they do a great roundtable along with Sean. Sean was in here last week, and Reggie's saying about what do you think of the countercades? Like, countercades are great if you don't have the space, but you're going to get those same people. The same people that are going to sit there and go, well, it's emulated. You know what? If you have fun with it, who cares? If it's emulated, who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
you just got to have fun with it. And if you can get a deal on it, then
I had two of them.
Why not?
I had two of them. Believe it or not, I had one Miss Pac-Man in the bathroom because I got a crazy deal on it. And then I had a Galaga.
Yeah.
I think I got like for $30 or something like that. Brand new. They did like this blowout sale.
See, you can't beat that. It's just, are you going to spend top dollar on it? Or are you going to try and find a deal on certain things, knowing what you know?
I let my little one play with it for a while, and then she just wanted to play the bigger one. So I ended up giving it I gave both of the countercades away to families that were like here, and they were like, oh, I'd love to have something like that in my house. It's just that we don't have the room. So I was like, here, take the countercades. Because I wanted the kids to have fun with it. Again, passing it along, giving something like that away. I have the New Wave Toys arcades right here in the front of my. I'll see if I can drive the camera over to see that here. But oh, here we go. They're all going in the chat. I'm trying to keep up with my chat room here with the key cards. Key cards, love it. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm indifferent, man. I really am with the key cards. I'm like, I won't boycott them to buy them. I mean, if it's a game I want, like Resident Evil Requiem, then it's a key card. It is what it is. Yeah. Nintendo keeps up the good work.
Oh, here you go.
The best stuff is kept in the bathroom, Brandy. That one's for you.
Yeah, I mean it is. I have a whole bathtub full of goodies, and it's like Narnia. So every time I pull the shower curtain back, there's like more space to just keep putting things. It's crazy.
I'm gonna pull this up real quick. You got a bunch of chats here in your chat room. I'm trying to keep up with it here. Between the two chat rooms. See, guys, we have two chat rooms going. We have mine, and then we also have Brandy's. So that's if you're looking around going, where are these people? Why do I not see? Well, they're in Brandy's chat room, and some of them are in my chat room. So that's where we have that. But we don't make you pay money here to put your chats up. Now, Retro AF, you don't have to jump on the bandwagon with Reggie here. We don't need to do this. Steven loves keycard games confirmed. Unfollowing. Now, listen. Wait, don't believe everything the radical one tells you, okay?
We all love each other. We're all just giving each other a hard time, okay?
No, I know.
No hate. No hate.
So we were talking about, the emulation of countercades, and Reggie was asking about that. Let me see if I can pull up, that camera. And I believe that's camera. There we go. So let's see if I can go to this. Let's go down. So right here, this is the front of my broadcast area. And you can see, like, this is my whole row of my little daughter, my 2-year-old. This is what she plays a lot when she comes down. This is what she gravitates to. Like, I've got,
That's awesome.
This is actually autographed by the maker of Cubert. It's autographed on the side.
That's so cool.
I also bought his book. But, like, I have all these new wave toys, and that charging bank is actually a power bank. So on the back of it, I just plug all the cartridges into all the new wave toys into that to charge them, and then I have a wire running through my desk here, so that it powers that. So when we have game night, I'll turn on my little logo sign there that's on the front of my broadcast area, and my little one, she'll come down, and it's on a little bit of a ledge. You can see there. She'll come over. She'll sit next to R2. I got an R2D2 here. See, check it out.
That's the holiday one.
Yeah, that's the holiday one, but I took off the things there. And she'll sit next to R2. R2 is her friend. She'll sit next to him and play. She don't know what she's doing, but she'll sit there and play them. And I mean, that's what she enjoys. So
Yeah, she's just having a good time with it, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So, yeah, she'll sit down there and she'll play that stuff, and they have a good time with it. And so I don't play them. You could easily hook them up to a TV, Brandy, and use a little controller. They have little Bluetooth controllers, some of them.
Nice.
But they're more, for me. They look good just displaying them. Like when I had the whole game room going, I'll turn them all on. And people are like, "Oh, those are really cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can actually play them." And they're like, "Really?"
Yeah, it's like a neat little
A
conversation piece.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a novelty piece. It's not something that, like, adults with grown hands are going to sit there and play, these games and get hardcore into it. They're just fun to play with. But again, we're going back to what makes you happy. This is why you buy this stuff. And, when we go out to different conventions, obviously, buying guide, you don't want to buy the first thing you see, even in the stores. I will see somebody will have something, and I know enough of the guys, Brandy, when I go to the stores, I'll be like, "Hey, can you hold this for me?" And I'll go to other stores, especially if it's like a mom and pop, and see what their prices are. And I'll be like, "Oh, I can get this at another store for this amount." A lot of them will price match. Not trying to Jew them out of money, but I'm like, if I can get it, $5 to $10 off, Brandy, that's $5 to $10 I can put toward a different game.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they shock me because they'll go to conventions and they don't look anything up, and they'll just buy a game, and I'm like, you paid $30 for that? Like, I'm seeing it on eBay for like $10, like, and they're completely happy with it. More power to them, but I want to look for that deal. So I individually look up things. Like, I go to tables and I go, all right, this is $5 cheaper on eBay, and I go, nah, I'm not going to get it. And then I move to another table. Or if it's a bundle of items, I'll try and like get a couple dollars off to make up for that. So it's just, you have to be mindful of that, and don't be afraid to look up prices, and don't be afraid to maybe ask like, hey, since I'm buying these 5 games, will you take a couple dollars off if I do cash? Will you work a deal since I'm buying 6 games? Like, don't be afraid to ask that stuff when you go there. at these different conventions. Don't always buy at the first table, because sometimes at the front of the convention you have like these bigger booths that paid a lot of money to be up front, so they might have more expensive inventory, because they're paying more. And I've seen it at some of these big name conventions. I'll go 3-4 rows or tables back. I'll see the same game like $15 cheaper. I'm going to buy it $15 cheaper than, the first table. So it's like, figure out what you really want, do a full walk around, look up the prices. Now, if something is too good to be true and it's like in a bargain bin for $5 and it goes for like $20, yeah, jump on that, because then you'll miss it the next go around. But it's like, do your research, make lists on what you want. Don't be afraid to ask, for prices. Now, don't get offended or mad if you see something for $100 and you're like, will you take 50? Like, the person will probably say no, and don't get mad at them, if they're not going to take a discount or something for you. Don't feel entitled. Like, no one should feel like that. But, when we go to these places, we try to find really good deals, and that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, and I would also say, as you're doing that, as you're looking around and you're trying to buy, these games. I was looking at some of these folks in here where they're saying about price matching, and like you said, do a walk around, find what you're looking for, and don't be afraid to negotiate. Reggie had put in the chat room here. He said, he says about, do you consider yourself being in the twilight of your collecting? We've all been doing it for years. Will we ever slow down or stop? I thought about that for myself, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I think we're kind of in that peak, or like you said, the twilight. But I don't know how long the twilight's going to last. I feel like when stuff like this Neo Geo thing, not to bring that up again, but I'm going to bring it up. When stuff like that comes out and it's kind of groundbreaking, earth-shattering, Brandy, I can't help but think that it's keeping us on that peak longer, because now it's giving us more to collect for in a new way. It's like rejuvenating the collecting bug, if you will, in yourself to do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm like, speak for yourself, old man. I'm like, can't stop, won't stop. Here we go. I've been ordering things again. Here we go.
Oh boy.
No, it really just depends. Obviously, there's like a lot of things that I already have. So, when you have a lot of stuff, things tend to get pricier. But then it's like, I just find something else, and you just go for it. So it really just depends. I think everyone has different stages, and I think depending on, where you're at, obviously, there's different interests and there's different shifts, but I wouldn't say that I'm like done or ready to, just stop, because I still get that passion for a lot of things, and I'm always learning. And I think that's like the fun part of it. Like, I'm always learning all this stuff. And I'm finding more things. Like, I don't know what it is, but I find like that big Mario that I just got, and that was like a Facebook Marketplace deal of a lifetime.
Ugly Mario.
Yeah, I mean, he's terrifying, but the last one I saw was like over $300+ for a stuffed animal, just because he's like 4 foot some and he's from the 80s. But it's like, I'm still finding this stuff, and I just get so excited and hyped up for it. And then now I see him in my game room, and after I like get terrified and like jump, it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's really cool.
Well,
it's fun.
So that begs the question, this is something that I've asked myself along the lines of what Reggie's saying, and kind of like what you said about never giving up collecting. Like, I've been collecting even during my arcade phase, with getting that. I'm just not doing content on it, but I have those arcades. My thing is, okay, what's the reason you're collecting? Like, obviously you have a passion for it. You play the games. There are people out there who collect, like we were just talking about, that just collect for the money. They collect just like a lot of the Neo Geo, I hate to say it, but a lot of the Neo Geo collectors that we've seen it in the forums where, they're doing it. That's the retirement project and things like that. And I've asked myself that, like, if I didn't have people coming over, if I didn't have kids, would I go this deep into collecting? And I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I would have my console stuff right now, but I probably would have sold my home arcades by now if I didn't have kids. Not that I'm not passionate about it, but like the way I look at it is I could fill that up with console games and stuff as opposed to having these big machines sitting around my, my game room. Because if I didn't have kids, they wouldn't be bringing kids over. So these machines probably wouldn't get played as much to justify having it. My wife probably be like, okay, keep one or two, but get rid of the rest.
Yeah.
Right. And then she'd isolate me to that back room, and that would be my only game room. I wouldn't be able to. She would have this set up for like if we had company, she'd have her stuff like, and my studio. So I think, being honest with me, with my kids and being able to share that with them, I think largely that plays into my collecting habits, both what I can spend and what I can't spend, but also wanting to share the video games that I grew up with my kids, in hopes that they don't let the physical die. Like, they help fight the good fight. Because if this generation doesn't see that, we're doomed. I mean, everything's already moving to digital, but like, I feel like we have a fighting chance if that generation can, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I agree with that too. And, like, you have to think about it, like, the future of this. Like, people are so like, no, I want to hoard this stuff and I'll sell it later. Well, who are you going to sell it to if no one is in this? Like,
right.
You have to, like, make this more appealing. Like, that's why with this Neo Geo AES Plus, like, I'm very happy with it because that's getting, like, it could potentially get a new generation into this. It could, like, relive some of this hype and like retro stuff and more people excited. And like, same thing with conventions that we go to. Like, people are like, oh, there's too many conventions. Well, look how many people there are in the world and how many people don't travel far and they only go to their local show. Like, I think it's amazing that there's all these things because that just keeps all this going. There's like a lot of young people going to these conventions, families, kids. Like, I think that's great. And people are even saying in the chat, like, you're forgetting is the importance of networking. I've developed relationships with a lot of vendors and they're always willing to deal because of the repeat business.
Yep.
And like, that's great too. Like, with having more people in this, having more people in these hobbies, like, you're going to make more relationships. You're going to network more. You're going to meet more people. And that's a fantastic way of, doing this. And people are saying like budgeting and all that. Like, it's just great to branch out. It's great to put yourself out there to meet more people who are in this hobby, because then that's another way, that you get more stuff if you want more stuff.
You really need to, whether you are somebody that likes meeting influencers, that has nothing to do with that. If you have an opportunity to get out to a convention that's local to you, go out and support your local convention. Get out there, because that's what's going to keep this alive. If people stop going to conventions, they're going to see it as, and when I say everybody is going to see it as, well, I guess nobody's interested in physical media anymore. And you're going to slowly see that stuff in a landfill somewhere, some point. But if we can keep conventions going alive and all of us going out and supporting these convention runners, that's what's going to ultimately keep this retro scene alive. And I don't care if you go to your local one. I don't care if you travel like we do and go to different ones. Get out there and support. I don't care how big it is, how small it is. Support the vendors. Support the mom and pop shops out there, like was just stated by Brandy. Buy your games from there. I will go to call me stupid if you want. That's okay. I will go to a mom and pop store, pay maybe $2 to $3 more for a game than if I were to go to, say, like a GameStop Retro, or let me go as far as saying the Exchange, because the Exchange is usually pricey, but some things they do have it cheaper. Just because it supports that mom and pop business, because without the mom and pop business, I'm not going to find things that I normally would find.
Yeah.
So by doing that, sometimes they give you a huge discount. And then there's other times they don't give you any discount, but they can't go any lower. So my suggestion is support those businesses and build the relationships with them, because you don't know, they could keep your collection growing, if you will. Yeah, and Daryl says, be kind to the vendors and don't be a jerk to them. You can read between the lines there on that one. Some of us don't learn the lesson very well. We've seen it. We've seen it all there. Don't act entitled at a convention. That's the worst thing you can do. I think that goes without saying, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with everything that you said. Like, because then if a certain store knows that you're looking for certain things, they're going to call you first. They're going to be like, hey, we just got in those titles for that system or that console or whatever. And GameStop's not doing that. Like, they get in whatever they get in. Like, they're not
That's right.
looking for certain things. And I think that's great too. Like, it is great to support, other people who are trying to keep this stuff alive. And a lot of these convention showrunners, like, they're doing this for the people. They're not really making all kinds of money and all that. And if they do, they roll it into like the next year. Like, they're doing this for the love of this. Like, a lot of people are. And I think that's great, and that's what we need more of. Like, people are saying in the chat, like, some people are upset over, these subscriptions. They're sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather have that physical media, and I think that's great. Like, I love the physical stuff, and, without collectors and people, like, a lot of this stuff would end up in a landfill, and that's like, creating more and polluting more and all that. And if you're going to take it to a landfill, just bring it to my bathtub, because I will gladly take it.
How did I know something was going to end up in your bathtub?
Yeah, whatever you guys are getting rid of, I will put it in my house, and that is totally fine.
But with what Reggie said about collecting, I think my collecting habits have made an evolutionary turn, okay? Because I feel like, Brandy, when I first started getting into collecting, I was buying anything and everything.
Yeah.
Gaming related. And then I realized, well, like, I got to curate my collection. But now, after getting like the 3D printers, I've been finding myself building and buying less statues and actually making my own statues for the game rooms, and trying to help other people out and have the statues to really bring that in. Like, some of that stuff is really, really cool to have in your game room. Yeah. So I think, I don't know if there is an end to it. And unless financially you just can't do it anymore, or you run out of room. I mean, I don't know what. I feel like I can always find a room, even if, like I said before, if I have to rip the fronts off of those arcade 1-ups and stack games in them, that's what I'm going to do. I'll put a door on it, and open them up, and not really rip the fronts off because it's only particle board, but I could get the fronts off.
It's like you always find a way.
You find a way.
There's a will, there's a way. Like, in the closets, you take the doors off and you just start putting boxes on like the top of the shelves. Like, when you run out of room for standees in the bathtub, you just bring the standees and you put them right next to you. Like, there's one like right next to me. Oh, it's a little hard to.
So Reggie, this is the wrong question to ask a video game podcast. People don't play their games. Come on now. No, I'm just kidding. Reggie says, are there any games I should keep my eye out for? I just bought Pragmata, and I love it so far. I was going to get that game actually this weekend, but yeah, if he's saying it's really good, I might have to go get it. What games are you playing right now? Resident Evil Requiem. I still haven't beaten that game. That, to me, top notch. I actually went back and started playing Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I bought the $20 upgrade pack, Brandy, so that I could get Princess Rosalina, and it's probably because I went and watched the movie, but it's worth it. Graphics are a lot better. For $20, wasn't bad. But I've also, since the Neo Geo announcement, I've gone back and I started playing Metal Slug again. I've been playing that through on the Neo Geo CD. I busted out Windjammers. Been playing that.
Nice.
So yeah, there's been quite a few. I already told my wife this weekend, because 2 weekends ago my channel got hacked. We talked about that. I'm not going to bring that up again. So I didn't get to play the games that weekend.
Don't remind me.
No, so I didn't get to play. And then this past weekend, it was WrestleMania weekend. And it worked out that some of the people couldn't come up for game night. So I didn't get to play any games. So this weekend, that's what I'm doing. What it is, we got Neo Ness over here in the house. You got to go back and watch the beginning, man. We gave you a bunch of flowers in the beginning. Told everybody they need to go subscribe to you because you're the guy that knows all about Neo Geo. So you'll have to go back and watch the beginning. Because a lot of questions were coming up, man, that were like, that's a question for Neo Ness. You need to go. So if you, after the show's over, go skip through and like go back to the beginning and you'll hear all about it. So, what about you, Brandy? What games are you playing before we wrap this up?
Just on the Switch, I've been going through some like retro inspired ones. So pretty much just like whatever I've been picking up in some of my pickup videos. There is one, it's like Graveyard Keeper, that I'm trying to fiddle around with. It's like it's very odd. It's kind of like one of those like simulation type games or whatever. So like that one I'm just trying to get into. There's like quite a few that I have not been scoring, and they like just released. So I'm trying to buy a couple of those so that I can keep up with some of these retro games. But it's like as quick as I'm playing some and like ripping the package open, it's like I'm flipping to like the next thing. So nothing crazy has been holding my attention at the moment, but definitely a lot of games that are like quick fighting, quick like jumping through.
What Neo Geo games do you have that maybe you could tell people if they're on the fence about what to pre-order? Do you have any of the games that are up for pre-order or?
No. I'm waiting for that wave 2.
Okay.
And then like Super Spy, like in my Neo Geo video that you guys should all watch. I did 2 of them, but the one that I did is kind of more of like some of the games that I'm excited to see like come out again. Like I haven't jumped on, and then obviously like there's Nom, and it's whatever year it was. I own the game, and it's like the uncensored version that I have. But it's like those are a lot of fun, and I remember when I picked those up several years ago, I played through those, and I was having a really good time. So those are definitely ones that you guys should look out for. And then obviously, like all the fighting, all the shoot 'em ups, like there really are just so many that I think people should really be looking forward to and just keep hounding and letting them know, because if they do another wave, these are the games that I would love to see. And then even like you said, like all these systems are doing compilations like Windjammers. Like I picked that one up like several months ago, and I was playing that on like the Switch. Like there are so many games that they're. Oh, and Breakers. That's another game that I played for a little bit.
Yep.
I bought the Breakers collection, and I did play that one probably like a couple weeks ago now.
Breakers, that's the one that's kind of like Windjammers, right? Where you have to break the targets that are behind the person and you throw like a frisbee at it. Is that what it is? Breakers? No. What's the other game?
Yeah.
Somebody help me out in the chat room. I forget what it's called, but it looks kind of like Windjammers, but you bounce a ball and it bounces it off the side, or it's like a frisbee or whatever, and you have to hit the little targets to win. I forget which one it is. Somebody will tell me in the chat room.
Yeah, someone will
Oh,
say
Breakers is fighting. Okay.
Yeah, Breakers is a fighting game. There's 2 of them in
I
the
don't know if I
Breakers
played
collection for the Switch.
Okay.
But like, I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I'm like drawing a blank on what that is. But yeah, Breakers collection, like I said, a lot of fighting games I've been playing, and that's one that I didn't even realize that it was on the Neo Geo.
Yep.
So I'm pretty pumped that I just stumbled upon that, and it's so cool that Breakout, is it Breakout?
Oh, well, is it? I don't know if that's what it's called in. Is that what it's called for Neo Geo? We got Ness in there. Ness will tell me if I'm right or wrong. Either way, it's a fun game. If you can play it, hopefully they would bring that to the AES. But again, Breakers and Breakers Revenge. See, that's why you get. That's why you have the Neo Geo Master in the chat room. He'll tell you. That's a fun game too. If you haven't played that, I have that on the Neo Geo CD. Flip Shot. Reggie says. It could be Flip Shot too. There's a game like that as well. I have to go back on the Neo Geo CD now and look.
Yeah, now I'm like curious.
Yeah, but it's a lot like Windjammers. Like you can't really you can move like up and down and you throw it and it bounces off. It is Flip Shot and Bang Bead. It says Mike Hawk.
Okay.
So but either way, it's a fun game, And a lot of times I don't pay attention to names. I'm terrible at, like, when I did my video on that, I was like, I actually got to look at some of these names because I'm not going to be able to freaking remember half of this stuff because it's been so bad. Anyways, what I want to do, I want to put this out to everybody. We are actually not only trying to grow our YouTube channels, and I really hate to do this because I'm not one for self-promotion in a sense, and neither is Brandy. Brandy won't do it. But the Game Masters YouTube channel is kind of lonely over there. So it'd be kind of cool if y'all would subscribe to it. But what we want to do is, I don't know, we'll have to figure something up. I just made this, and I know I got a lot of compliments on it. This is my Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nice.
And I would be willing to make one of these to do a giveaway if somebody wanted to win them. Then yes, he's actually wearing Nike Airs. Check that out. He's got the Air Jordans on the back.
That's like bigger than I expected. Like sometimes when I like see these
dude,
pictures,
he's even got a removable iPhone. Check this out. So like I can pull out the iPhone right out of his pouch in the front here. He's got a little iPhone 14 or iPhone 15 right there. We can just put that right back.
Man, he has a better iPhone than I do.
I know. Same here. So, would you guys want to get something like this as a giveaway present? I guess you would say. Would you be up for? This is a 3D print I put together. I'm making two more right now because I have some from the conventions that people have asked for and they want to pick them up. But Street Sonic, I think he looks pretty cool. I like the hair. What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat room. Obviously we can do like Mario and some other ones, but I thought Sonic came out the best, man. Sonic was looking pretty chill. He's looking pretty good. Let me see here. Man, they're still arguing over here. It's flip shot. It's bang bead. Neo Ness. How much does Neo Ness charge for information? That's a good question.
He said $3.99.
$3.99. Are you out of your mind?
Let me see if I can add the link in the chat.
Let's see here.
Did it come up?
Grailbound game, cool Sonic 3D print. Absolutely. Sonic Adventures. Yes.
Yeah, just put the link in the chat for the Game Masters podcast. It's a channel. It has 52, I think, subscribers on it. Because if we end up getting more, I think we can also live stream it over there as well, so that it just
that way it's a single chat room. Yeah.
Eventually, but we're totally fine with this too. But obviously, it would be cool if we could also do that in addition, and that could grow as well.
Because that's a brand in itself,
Yeah, but it's always good to have a little bit more, because then we could also do some exclusive things over there, we could do more content at different conventions and things like that that we throw over just on there.
You got a bunch of comedians in here, I'll tell you what. You want a Game Master's hat. That's something we hope to have. Hopefully, the place that we buy them for, hopefully they do a sale on them right now. They're like $30 a hat, which I think is ridiculous.
They do a discount. I think it's like $19 sometimes. And then I just sell it for literally 19 or 20 or whatever.
Yeah, we don't make money on it. We just appreciate people. We'll sell it for whatever we pay for it.
Yeah, I wonder if I ordered any.
I bought my hat, it was $30, and I'm just like, I can't see people buying this hat for $30. I just can't. And
yeah, I bought it when it went on sale, and then people in the chat, when you guys see us at conventions, I did sell one.
Yeah, if I could find Reggie, if I could find a print file, I probably can do that. Well, so okay, we might have to do something like that, Socrates. Let me pull up his comment here. Can you 3D print a model of Brandy's bathtub of treasures? We might be able to do that. And we'll just get a bunch of
3D print a bathtub and then a ton of standees and boxes and just throw it all in there.
Well, I was thinking here, what Retro AES says, well, why haven't you printed a Brandy 3D printed bobblehead? Now, that's what I'm talking about.
I know. I want a bobblehead.
We need to do that.
Just nod the whole time.
So, anyways, that's what we're gonna think about doing. We're gonna try to get some numbers together to see what we got to get to before we do do a giveaway of this. But I will have some of these at the convention for you guys to check out as well. First one will be at Korg's.
Yeah.
That'll be in June. Brandy, let's roll out of here. Let's let everybody know what do you got going on. What do you have coming up as a video? I know you just did one today, so tell everybody.
You know, now I'm waiting for a few more things to come in before I film a couple things. I'm just waiting on some slow shipping. I did actually get a couple more games impulse buy. So now I think I only need 7 Japanese Nintendo 64 games for a worldwide set. 7 more. And depending on if I buy any more, I mean, I could probably complete that overnight, but I'm looking for deals. You know, we're here talking about getting those deals. Don't impulse, don't jump at things, be patient, and you know, eventually you'll get there. You got to stay patient with these things. But that's pretty much what's going on over here. I know in the next couple weeks, I think we're going to be on some people's podcasts, and we're working on something. I saw him in the chat earlier. We have to narrow in on the topics and stuff, but we are going to be on some things coming up. So
yes,
stay
there's
tuned.
quite a bit of podcasts that I think we're guesting on coming
Yeah.
up. So you guys will get tired of us and that sort of thing.
I don't think they'll ever get tired, especially if we tell them we have pizza.
If you got pizza, they'll show up. Yeah.
Yeah, whether we have it or not,
We need to figure something like that out for one of the conventions. See what we can do with that.
Yeah, we will.
I put out 2 videos, just my opinion and thoughts on the whole Neo Geo AES Plus. I am by no means an expert in Neo Geo, and I know my lane. The guy that you should talk to is in the chat room, Neo Ness. Subscribe to his channel. We showed it earlier in the show, so make sure you guys go and subscribe to that, and subscribe to the Game Masters podcast. We also have the podcast for your listening pleasure. If you don't want to see us on video, or you're driving to work and you just want to listen to our banter back and forth as well as with the chat room, you can go to thegamemasters.podbean.com. And every episode, immediately after the show, we have that uploaded to your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, you name it, you'll be able to find it. Go there, subscribe to it. We've been actually doing really well on that. And the reason why we're kind of trying to amp that up is because podcasting is not dead. And people think that audio listening is dead. No, people like to listen to the audio too. So I always like to mention, Brandy, where they can go and find that. And then we'll be on the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. I believe that's May 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're supposed to. I'm sorry, Will. Was I not supposed to say anything yet? If I wasn't, then I apologize. But
blame him.
You guys could check them out as well every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern for their shenanigans. They got a lot of shenanigans going on. And it's a lot of fun to tune in and listen to Sean cut everybody off all the time when they're trying to get a word in edgewise. Sean just, he'll just, I don't know if there's a delay in his headset or what, but he'll just start going, and you can just see everybody just kind of look at him like, really, Sean? You're going to interrupt us like that?
We're gonna have tons of fun messing with each other. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, it'll he's saying tell everybody. No, we're not gonna. Yeah, let's hope. I'm enjoying collecting, man. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll keep going to that. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in, and we'll probably have some other videos coming up as well. Any other parting words that you have for everybody here?
Just don't get hacked. And,
here we go. Here we go.
Don't give out your password.
I was just gonna say. Wait. The only reason I got hacked is because I was stupid.
He said it.
I'll admit it. I was dumb. I should have known better. You're not gonna. Yeah, man. You're not gonna. Yeah, man. Jeez. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before we go, what are we talking about next week? Y'all got to put that in there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Daryl said, let's go with Reggie's question for community next week as a topic. We'll go back to where he asked.
What was the question?
Yeah, I'm going to go back. about do we see, like, are we at the pinnacle of collecting? He said, do you consider yourself being in the twilight of your collecting? We've all been doing it for years. Will you ever slow down or stop?
Can you take a picture of that and send it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And then obviously we do have some other questions as well from like previous episodes that we're working on. We're trying to fit everything in like a timeline. And then we did get a good one that was sent to us. So if you guys have any other ideas or anything like that, and if you guys have any clips of
send in your clips. Listen,
cool collectibles, different convention video, like if you guys have any clips at all, whether it relates to the topic or not, don't be afraid to send it on to us. We have some people who private message us after and give us, hey, I want you guys to talk about this at some point. We're working on like the timelines of that as well. So don't be afraid to reach out, because you never know when we might show it, or, when we might do a episode on it.
Here's the other thing. Since you guys, it's so hard for you guys to tell or give us a video of your game room or whatever, because you're like, whatever. Use it as an opportunity to promote your channel. I had an idea this week, Brandy. There's a lot of podcasts out there. So one of the things we like to do is give back to the podcast. I know Sean from PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. I'm going to see if I can't pull that up right quick. I told him he should call it Shaun of the Dead. That's what he should have called the channel, Shaun of the Dead. But he opted not to. He was like, we ain't going to call that. But anyways, he has a channel, and I'm trying to find it in my subscriber base here. Do you remember what his channel? Somebody help me out. It's something Ain't Dead, because I always call it Shaun of the Dead. Somebody in the chat room help me out. Come on, Will, help me out.
Yeah,
because I don't know if he has the name of the channel yet. I think he's still building. But go subscribe to his channel.
Yeah,
give him some love.
I just watched his room tour. I have a cat. Okay.
Ain't Dead Games. Yeah. See.
Yeah, I knew it was some play on that. Yeah, his game room video. I mean, he is.
That's what I was going to get at. You need to go watch his.
So organized.
This guy. You would have never thought that he had this type of game room and it was this organized. But anyways, Ain't Dead Games. He's at 160 subscribers, but I think between the two chat rooms here, you should be able to get him well over 200. Go over there and subscribe to it. Watch his room tour right here. This massive game room tour. I think you guys will like the pinball table too, because it's a rather old pinball table. Mm-hmm. Go check out Sean. Sean, when my channel got hacked, he's like, look, brother, I want to help you out. He says, I'm going to put it in some of our forums. It's not as big, or, it's like, but I just want to help you out. I appreciate that so much for him helping me out. And these guys jumping, Reggie and some of these other guys. Neo Ness is another good guy. Look, we talked about this. I'm bringing this back up here. Neo Ness, if you didn't subscribe, which I see you guys have been subscribing, because he had a lot less numbers when I checked at the beginning of the show. And of course, my screen is starting to be dumb here. Hopefully that pops up. But check out Neo Ness. It is youtube.com/@NeoNess, and you should be able to subscribe to him so you can learn all about the Neo Geo stuff. I watch his videos every single time they come out. See what we can learn about. But I will always give him credit if I steal something from his video and say, yep, Ness said it, so
yep. And he did it before it was cool.
Yes, he did it before anybody was doing it. So I'm trying to look here at the chat room. If anybody else, Daryl, feel free, Daryl, since you got moderator rights, feel free to put their channels in the chat room as well. Same with the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. I'm going to see if I can't pull that up. If you guys haven't subscribed to that, that's coming up in a couple of weeks. These guys are a hoot. I'm going to see if I can't pull it up here on YouTube. And I'll show you guys. So that way you're on the right one, because a lot of these people steal names, even though it's not the same one. But there it is. PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. go give them a subscribe, because we all know Neo Geo is a man's console. According to Sean, it is a man's console. Okay. No, it was hilarious. You got to watch the clip. I think they clipped it and they put it on the video, but he kept going back and forth to Will. He kept saying it's a man's console. That's what he said last week. So it was a lot of fun. So, anyways,
we'll give him a hard time. I can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun on that show. So, anybody else, if you have a channel, feel free. If it doesn't let you post it, you can ask Daryl. Daryl, get it posted in the chat room. We want to do that. Send in a video and promote your channel.
Yeah, you can even say
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, send us like a clip on something that you're excited about, something related to your game room or your collection, and then just shout yourself out and be like, I have a channel and I mostly talk about this XYZ, or I show off things for my game room, or I do this or I do that. Like, don't hesitate to send us anything. Like, we don't mind.
We're not gatekeepers.
That's what this is. You know, we're all in this hobby. We all want to keep it alive and well, and maybe someone will find your channel that normally isn't, watching already, and then next thing you know, like, people are making those connections, they're networking, like, this could be that place.
Yep. And real quick, we're gonna answer this question, then we're gonna get out of here. Lord 1775 says, very serious question: do you use CRT speakers for retro games or hook up stereo receiver soundbar? I find old retro games look great on a CRT. I just use the speakers that are built into the CRT personally.
Yeah,
that's the way I did it as a kid. I got to keep it that way. What about you?
Yeah, like if I play on a CRT, I just play like as is. I do have one of those fun TVs where it opens. It's like the GX TV, Samsung GX TV, and they open and there's speakers on each side. That one I like playing, and then it has like the built-in like bass or subwoofer or whatever it is, like in like the back of the TV. That one's always fun playing like Sega and Nintendo games and stuff on, just because it sounds a little bit nicer. So I don't really go out of my way, but if something is already there, I'll play like that.
All right, guys, we will see you next Wednesday. Same Game Master time, same Game Master channel, and we'll bring you some more fun times in Brandy's bathtub. Oh, that was a good show. That was a long show. What are you doing here? The show's over. What are you doing? Go away. What are you doing? Do you see this? Look.
What are you doing in there?
Why are you here? The show is over. Go home.
Go away.
Get lost.
Oh my gosh. Just in our house?
Yeah, go away.
Wonder how much more I can actually fit into this shower here. I feel like I have plenty of room to go ahead and put more stuff. Wait, why are you guys here? You guys aren't supposed to see this. I'm not doing anything in here. This isn't storage. You guys need to get out of here. Go home. Go, get out of here. Stop watching. You don't need to see anything in here.
Oh, that was a good show. I thought it was pretty good. What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought that one was a lot of fun.
We really,
I always have to give you a hard time for being old, and I guess the hacking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you really have to bring up the whole hacker thing? Really?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make people forget about that.
Yeah, off limits. I was thinking maybe they'd pop in the show and say, "Hey, we're sorry."
We really got to do something about those ending videos that we have there. Like, it's just redundant. People are tired of looking in my refrigerator.
I know, and my bathtub doesn't even look like that anymore. It's like it's much taller now. I think.
Yeah, but what do you think the people are gonna? What do you think the people are gonna do when they find out that you like accidentally turned the shower on and like destroyed all those standees
no.
that were in the bathtub. If that ever gets out, like you're going to be the laughing stock of the community. Like, I mean,
Oh, that would be terrible.
I mean, that's I mean, it's a good thing that this live stream is not on yet anymore. I mean, we'd really be.
I know you can't be telling all my secrets.
I mean, geez, Stephanie would have your head.
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy.
but I mean, hey, it's another 2-hour show. We really got to cut it back too. I think these people, they don't want to listen to us gab for 2 freaking hours. Like,
Yeah,
I can't even listen to my wife. Can't even listen to me for 10 minutes.
especially when there's no pizza. You keep saying that you're going to bring the pizza.
No, wait.
And you don't.
You said Kevin was bringing the pizza, and now he comes into the chat room all the time every week, and he's going on and on about pizza.
And
That's
then I
like-
thought you were bringing pizza, so I was excited for pizza. I thought you were going to mail some pizza, have
Oh, my
it
goodness.
delivery,
Oh crap.
and then
So
did you do this again?
I did it again. I forgot to turn off the stream. I see the chat still going, and I'm like, they can't be just like talking. I'm like, yep, forgot to turn off the stream.
Oh, here we go.
Chalk it up to being old.
Yeah, and forgetful.
Good night, everyone. At least we gave you a little laugh there.